Bet you weren't expecting that, eh? I wasn't, that's for sure. Good morning everybody, good morning. It's 7:30 AM, bright and breezy today. So I have to be a little bit quiet because I've got to park a little bit closer to people today. So, anyways, having a little bit of breakfast here, just making some porridge, some oats, just had a lemon tea. And we're going to head off this morning. We're leaving this area. And before we leave though, we're going to have another hike in a little place called Beaulieu, I think it's called, Beaulieu. Forgive me if I'm saying that wrong. So we're going to head and do that today. It's a lovely little walk along the river there. Anyways, without further ado, let me get this breakfast down me and then we'll be off. Well, there we go folks, all breakfasted up, all showered up, cup of tea for the road. Goodbye Hurstview camping site. So we're back in the land of free roaming donkeys and horses, folks. Welcome to Beaulieu. Beaulieu? Welcome to Beaulieu. It's Beaulieu, not Beaulieu. The reason I said Beaulieu is because when you look at how it's spelt, it's L-I-E-U, as in a day in lieu. But I've just asked someone in the town and it's called Beaulieu. So, welcome to Beaulieu, folks. They have a dam here. This is Beaulieu Dam. Oh, well, these little ducks are coming over to see us. Look. Hello. And the swans. Oh my god, they're all coming over. They're all coming to say hello. So yeah, the dam controls obviously the level of water here, and it runs right through, and then the river continues down there, and that's the direction that we're going to be heading in a minute. We're going to be heading down Beaulieu River towards a place called Buckler's Hard. But anyways, these guys have just come over to say hello. I'm not sure if it's because this guy's a feeder of them. Looks like they're following him anyway. But anyway folks, without further ado, let's head into the town. And it looks very interesting actually, very picturesque. There are many things to do here that we're not going to really do today. The National Motor Museum is here if you're a petrol head, which I'm not, but if you are, the British National Motor Museum is here. There's also an abbey here, which is what the village was built around. That's what originally brought this village to what it is today in the 12th century, I believe. These cute little shops. Norris, established 1876, folks. Got another little corner store here, look. Old-fashioned sweets. There we go. Plenty of delights in there. You can sit outside. Nice little cafe down there by the looks of it. Yeah, takeaway tea, coffee, beautiful. And all of these old brick houses, plenty of character. Look at these. So we've got the Beaulieu Primary School down there. Look how cute this looks, man. Just have to go and show you this. This is the old school. Lots of history there. That's one good thing about the UK, folks. We have history. We do have history on our side. The old post box here. Look at that there, eh? Nice little red post box with some beautiful, beautiful terraced houses. Nice little cafe here. Steph's Kitchen. Ah, here we go. Evidence. Freshly made donkey or horse shite. It's just fascinating knowing that they're just roaming around here freely, you know. It's just lovely knowing, and as you saw on the way here, they were just they stopped the traffic and everything, so they clearly rule the land here. They rule the roost, folks. Anyways, let's go and find the beginning of this bloody hike, shall we? Look at this little place. How cute. Ah, here we go. After a lot of faffing about trying to find the path, we find the beginning. Let's head to Buckler's Hard. 2 miles, folks, 2 miles. Not so bad. I'm sure it's going to be very pleasant indeed. Beautiful day again. So while we've got what seems like a little bit of a lengthy road here and not a lot to see, let me tell you a little bit more about Buckler's Hard. So in the early 18th century, it was made as a free port, because it's right on the river here, on the Beaulieu River. So it was made as a free port to trade sugar from the West Indies, and that slowly diminished, and it turned into a ship-making town, village, basically, with all of the oak around, all of the trees around. It was just an amazing place, perfect place to make ships. So they made over 50 ships here for the Royal Navy. 3 of them are very famous. I'll put the names of them on the screen now. And yeah, they fought in the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805, I think it was. So I hope I got all that right. And after the Napoleonic Wars and when they started making boats out of iron and metal, that's when the kind of industry diminished in Buckler's Hard. And it is where it is today, more of a tourist attraction. And the houses that we're going to see there, there's just 2 rows of houses I believe there, but they were all occupied by workers and people that were within the industry, you know, the labourers, so to speak. So I'm sure that's changed these days. I'm sure the houses are worth quite a bit. Anyway, let's plod on. So this woodland that we're walking alongside, and it's all around us here, and it looks like we're going to head into it now anyway. This dates back to the 1600s, and some of the trees you'll find here that aren't native, and there's a reason for that. So the place has been, this forest used to be manned for different types of timbers, types of wood that they'd need, you know. So they would man it, they would plant certain trees that they would need, different woods. Obviously not oak, because there's loads of oak here, but all other types of timbers, and then use that to make whatever they wanted to make, basket making, construction, all sorts of reasons, and also for thatched roofing, all that kind of stuff. So very interesting, eh? Very interesting. And what we've come up to here is what is now a beautiful house. Look at that. But it's the old brickworks. So this is where they used to create red and yellow bricks. You know, the red and yellow bricks we saw on the houses in the village? So that's where they would create them, right there, along with tiles and pipes, apparently. So and just beyond there, the river's just beyond there, and that's where supposedly the first ship was made on the Beaulieu River, which was the Salisbury, the huge Salisbury ship. What's this say? One of 2 trails off the main footpath takes you into an area of special scientific interest. Well, let's go and have a little look, shall we? We like getting off the main path. Oh, look at this. Yeah, look. Some nice little sailing boats in the river there, folks. As we take a little walk through the ancient forest. Opening. You can't go any further because it's really muddy under my feet right there. So as you can see, in this part of the forest still gets manned to this day. All of this is relatively freshly cut down. You can smell it, it smells beautiful. And look at this, look at the sap oozing out of that. Whoa, all sticky, but oof, smells so fresh, you know, fine, lovely. But yeah, thinning down the forest here. I guess it's like back at home, it gets too thick, it gets overcrowded, so the trees don't have room to breathe. So my guess is that's what's going on there. And obviously to use the wood, that's the whole point of it, right? And here, by the looks of it, we have the second trail off the main path. Let's head on in, folks, let's head on in, shall we? Let's get down by the river again. Once again, the river, some beautiful boats. You can hear all the little insects in here. Beautiful, beautiful. Another little opening here. We may as well have a nosy, hadn't we? Hey? Yeah, you can walk around to the bank here. Evidence of geese and ducks laying here. Look how flat that grass is there. Either that or an alien spaceship has landed. Crop circle. So quiet and peaceful. Lovely little bench. We love a good bench. I think I might give my legs a little rest for 5 minutes. I need to hydrate, folks. I need to hydrate. Something else I forget to do, you know. Drink water when I'm hiking. Drink plenty when I'm at home, but on hikes for some reason I just forget. Another little offshoot. There's basically a little bird hide down here. A little bird hide, folks. Yes. Just checking that gate closed. Yes, if you don't know what a bird hide is, it's basically like a little shed, a little building where you go in and you can spy on birds. So you can see them in their natural habitat. So let's go and have a look at the bird hide that they have to offer here, shall we? So here we have it, folks. I'm trying to be as quiet as possible so I don't disturb the birds. Let's go inside and have a look. Oh, there's nobody here anyway. Look. So you basically sit down on a bench. You get your binoculars and you sit here looking for birds. What we call in the UK twitchers. If you're into bird watching, ones with feathers, you can class yourself as a twitcher. That's enough twitching for us anyway. We're on a bit of a time schedule today. So, I'm not sure if you guys can see beyond the trees here, but there's, hang on, there's a little gap here that I can walk through a little. Providing I don't get stung. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. So you can see here the growth of new trees. All of these little stems has a new tree growing in it. So this is what we were talking about before, with man manning the land. So there you go. I'm not quite sure what trees they are, but they all look very different. There's different leaves on them, so there's all different types of species in there. Beyond this hedge here, you can just see the tops of some sailing boats. So we've got the marina, and the harbour is just beyond this hedge here, basically. So we're very close to Buckler's Hard. Working on the boats, folks, working on the boats. This is the old boatyard. Well, not so old, it's still in use, obviously. Looking right alongside the boatyard here now. All propped up. The little wooden stilts. We're coming down onto the marina here now. Well, we're not allowed into Buckler's Hard Yacht Harbour, unfortunately. Berth holders and crews only. You have to be special to be in there. No. But there you go. She is special. She came out from the harbour. Special person. Oh man, check this out. Look at that gaff. Duke's bathhouse. Yeah, so it's telling me here that the Duke of Montague, the owner of Beaulieu estate, built the bathhouse for his son in 1760. So people could bathe in a tidal pool in the garden, which was filled with water from the Beaulieu River. How the other half live, folks. Oh, we got a big posh old boat there, check that out, very fancy. And the boat next to it called Bob. So there you go, I'm guessing he's called Bob. And here we go, a sign, welcome to Buckler's Hard. So what I was just reading there is that you can actually do a river cruise down here. So you can get a little boat trip down the river, folks. I'm tempted. I like a nice little boat trip. Anyway, look at this. Here we are, coming into the village. We've got the master builder's house here. There's a little sign there, which is now a restaurant. Yeah, so these are the 2 rows of houses which I was telling you about, where all the labourers, the workers would have stayed. Right. All right. Right on the river here. Oh, a little ice cream van over there. Could be tempted. Anyway, look at this, man. Can you imagine back in the day? Imagine back in the day how life would have been here. So that's a bar now. The Yachtsman Bar next to the restaurant. And here you got the old chapel. I'm going to say, it doesn't look like your average church or chapel. So let's go inside, shall we? Let's have a little look at this chapel. That looks like a house. Looks like inside. Oh my days.
It's called part of the Beaulieu estate.
This is the old little church, man. I don't know if it's always been the church, because like I say, it just looks like a normal house from outside, as you've seen.
Yeah, and I remember
Bet you weren't expecting that, eh? I wasn't, that's for sure. I'm not sure if any of these are actually occupied. Again, I'll have to check it out, because they don't look it. So here what we've got is the Maritime Museum and Buckler's Hard story. So it's like obviously an added extra. But yeah, you can go in there and find out lots of information about this place. It's not something I'm going to be doing today. We've just come down here for a little hike and to see what it looks like. I'm sure you guys are capable of going online and finding out information for yourself, eh? Let's go and see if we can find out about this little boat trip, eh? Okay, so a little visit into the Maritime Museum entrance, and the woman tells me I get my ticket down by the river. And they go every 45 minutes, and the next one is in half an hour, so perfect timing. Things happen for a reason, you see. Well, I've just passed a lot of people, and there's people waiting at the gate here. So I'm guessing that is the boat. And they are the people getting on the boat. And maybe this is the ticket office here. Let's go and have a look. £7. £5 for children next time. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go and have a little boat cruise. But I don't know where I get my ticket from. Let's go and have a look. So there is no ticket office open today. They're waiting for the guy to come with the tickets apparently. So I just have to stand here and wait. Cheers, mate. There we go. £7 for a 30-minute boat ride. Hey, it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice. And this is our little boat, not this big one that I thought was ours. We have Oliver B. Cows. There we go, folks. Let the fun commence.
This way. Yeah.
Good job we got here a little bit early actually, because we got a seat on the edge outside where a lot of people are having to sit in the middle or inside the cabin in there. Which is not so bad if it's a shitty day, but today's nice.
As we get underway, we do just ask you to listen to these short safety announcements. In the unlikely event of an emergency, we ask you to remain calm, remain seated and await instructions from a member of the boat's crew.
Cheers, Zoe. Well, there we go. That was the little boat ride up Beaulieu River. Anyways, I'm starving now. I'm gonna have to go back and get some food. Let's head back on into the village. A nice cheese ploughman sandwich and a cup of tea. Keep me fueled, folks. Gotta keep myself fueled. Collecting this Amazon parcel. Even here, you get Amazon deliveries to the door.
Yeah, that's right.
Cheers, bud.
Cheers, mate.
See you later. Take
care.
Well, there we go. That was the master builder's house. Very nice. Anyways, that was Buckler's Hard, folks. Sorry for the wind there. That was Buckler's Hard. We're going to head on back now to Beaulieu. So I just want to say, this hike, the walk, very nice, but the problem is you have to walk the same way back. For me, I love a good circular route, you know, so you don't have to see the same thing twice. But yeah, this is pretty much there and back, apart from them two little places that we nipped on into by the riverside there. But that's my only qualm with this hike, folks. My only qualm. The rest of it has been fantastic. So I've chosen the forest route back. Remember one of them little offshoots that we took on the way here? I just wanted to take the opportunity to say that New Forest National Park, I absolutely love you. I've had a great time here, honestly. It's been very, very nice. So yeah, I would highly recommend a visit down here if you just like anything nature, basically, you know, seriously. It's been amazing. So just that whole area, the whole area is very diverse and quite different to other parts of the UK, and especially because of the horses and donkeys. Yes, you gotta love that about this area. And there's also lots of things that I didn't do while I'm down here, obviously, that you can do, you know, like getting out into the water a bit more, bird watching, just looking for wildlife more. That's something I'd love to do down here, spend some time just kind of really looking for the smaller creatures, you know, but I'm on a bit of a time scale at the moment, so I can't do that. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. They're getting bitten to death by flies, poor thing. Twitching like mad. Oh. Anyway, what I was going to say is, I'm just plodding along here. We're nearly in Beaulieu now. It's a long old road, but something just popped into my head that some guy said to me yesterday that worked at one of the places that I visited, and I was just asking him if he'd been busy in general, you know, as far as business is concerned. He's like, yeah mate, yeah, really busy, loads of DFLs. I was like, DFLs? Thinking he'd said DHL wrong. I thought it was like a local delivery service or something. It's like, what's that like, DFL? You know, people that come down from London, down from London. I was like, "Is that what you call them?" He's like, yeah, get loads of them, mate, loads of them, just come here down from London, splash out the cash and all this. He started going on. I mean, he's appreciative of it, of course, but he just made me laugh the way he said it, you know, DFLs, down from London. Anyway, I think we're coming up to the side of that hotel that we saw before, or thereabouts anyway. So we're back in town. I saw a nice little cafe or a nice little takeaway place. I'll get a cup of tea for the road. Anyway, look, here it is. Monty's. The Montague Arms Hotel. Wow. Let's have a look, see if they've got any cake left. I feel like something sweet. Went for a latte, folks, went for a latte, and I've got a piece of flapjack in the bag that was freshly made from the bakehouse just up the road here. Okay, so I was just driving along, and I was just driving along the outskirts of Winchester, the town, and I noticed all of this fencing alongside some fields, and I was like, why is all this fenced off? Well, lo and behold, folks, what we have down there is the Boomtown Fair. Huge festival here in the UK. It's on this weekend coming, so they're all setting up down there. There you go, all hard at work. It looks awesome, man. Just looking at some of the setups, you can see some of the stages. So there's all of this here. It looks like that's all of the event and the music and all of that. And then beyond these trees here, there was loads and loads of teepees. Like, I don't know, it looked like about 100 odd teepees at least. Anyways, just thought I'd show you guys that. It's something random to drive past.